Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today we are talking about the Philadelphia 76ers, guys. And we're going to be talking about, the games in the past and the last two games. I think we left off at game 3 was the last game that I talked about. So we're going to be talking about games 4 and 5. Game 6 coming up as of, when you guys are watching this video tonight. The Sixers take on the Boston Celtics in Game 6. The Sixers have the lead in the series 3-2. Game will take place in Philadelphia. And I'll be honest, I didn't think the Sixers were going to win another game in this series. I thought the Sixers were going to be out in 5 games. That's what I originally predicted, and I'm very glad that I was wrong. But we're going to be reviewing the last 2 games. We're going to be talking about why the Sixers need to win Game 6, in my opinion. And we're going to get right into it. But before we get right into it, guys, make sure you subscribe and the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my Brother Liam the Great blogs. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the God Great. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Ryan the Great RTG and follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go right into the video. So, starting off, we talk about Game 4. The 76ers ended up winning that game 116-115 in a overtime thriller. Listen, this game should have never, ever gone into overtime. The Sixers had a lead of 15. And they kind of just started getting lazy. They started missing shots, just get lazy on defense, just stuff that, you never really want in a team. But they were able to pull it out. I did like the fact that they were able to hold Jason Tatum down really well. He had 47 minutes and only had 24 points. Not Jason Tatum, only shot 1 for 6 from 3. Jaylen Brown, he was really hot, and I'm kind of surprised that he did not get more touches. I feel like that has been a problem with Boston. Jaylen Brown is not getting enough touches because of the threat of Jason Tatum, and they want him to get the ball more. In my opinion, that's just not how it should work. I have always said, I've said this for about 2 years, I would rather have Jaylen Brown over Jason Tatum. Why is a different subject for the day, but I'm just saying I would rather have Jaylen Brown over Jason Tatum. And the fact that he is hot, and you're not setting him up to succeed with the ball and trying to just get Tatum involved is not a good look on Joe Mazzulla. It's a little bit of a problem. But other than Brown, Smart had a half-decent game, 21 points, 6 for 15 from the field, 40% from 3. Horford, half-decent game, he had 10 points. White, who I'm a big fan of, 12 points. Brogdon, his usual 19 points off the bench. Nothing really much else from the bench. Solid game overall from Boston other than Tatum. He could have shot way better from the field. Only shot 9 for 20 and 1 for 6 from 3. Not a good game for him. The Sixers, though, it was a good game. Everybody played all right. I did not really like what I saw from the bench. Melton, he only took 2 shots. Wasn't a big fan of that. Niang, he did shoot 3 for 6. All those shots and makes from 3. So I did like how he played. I've liked how Niang has played a little bit in this series, making his threes, making his shots, getting the team back in it, getting the crowd into. I'm liking what he's doing. Harden, beautiful game, finally picking it up. 42 points from the beard, making everything. In a little bit, I'll talk about why he pretty much is the difference maker in this series. Embiid, 34 points from him, 11 from 26 from the field. I did not like Tyrese Maxey at all. 6 for 17 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3. 14 points. The reason I was not liking Maxey is because he was driving to the lane just about every time and getting blocked. I did not like that he did not make any adjustments to his game. Why not shoot some floaters? He did take 6 threes, only made 2 of them. So if you want to shoot floaters, jump shots, one of the 2, that's what he was doing in Game 5. I'm not sure why he didn't do it in Game 4. Not a good game from him. Harris, 9 points, 3 for 10 from the field. Really wasn't liking what he was doing as well. Normally he has been efficient. I believe he's shooting over 50% in the playoffs. Let me just confirm that real quick. He is, shooting over 50% in this playoffs, shooting 42% from 3. I'm kind of surprised he did not have his best game. Was plus 14 on the plus minus, but I was a little surprised there. Overall, good game from the Sixers. Other than fast break points, because of the fact that we're, giving up rebounds, longer rebounds, it helps Boston does get on the side of the ball. Not getting back in transition, a little bit of an issue, but they covered it up. Kicking out on 3-point shooting is still not the best. It wasn't the best in this game. They are lucky that Boston did shoot 38% from 3. and not over 40%, because if they did, then the Sixers would have lost this game. So yeah, this game overall solid, but rebounding, kicking out 3-point shooters, and playing lazy and letting Boston come back were the main issues. And then the next game I thought was perfect basketball from the Sixers. Brown and Smart started off hot, and then all of a sudden they just stopped. Once again, Brown stopped getting touches. Something I didn't like from Boston is that Tatum shot 27 shots and Brown only shot 16. He was 9 for 16. That's around 53%. Tatum, nowhere close to 50%, nowhere close to 53% at all. And he was minus 26 on the plus minus. Did have 37 points, but only shot 3 for 11 from 3. I didn't like that he took all those shots instead of giving it to Jaylen Brown. It's not good team success, in my opinion, but hey, I'm not complaining. Other than that, really nothing much. Horford did not step up at all. He shot 0 for 7, all of them from 3. Derek White, not his best game. He only shot 6 shots. Smart started off hot. He hit 2 threes for Boston's first points, but then really went cold from that. Shot 2 for 7. He made 8 free throws, but other than that, nothing much there. Horford won. I just talked about Horford. The bench, other than Pritchard, who hit 2 3-pointers late in the game, nobody really did anything else. Brogdon shot 3 for 9, 7 points. Not a lot of offensive production. I did think it was lazy, and I think Boston's playing too much ISO basketball. I saw times when they were setting off-ball screens and, setting screens on the ball. They were doing a lot better. If I was them, I'd like to see a little bit more of that. On defense, Horford really couldn't defend Embiid because Embiid kept shooting as soon as he got the ball. A little more on that in a second, and why I really like that. Perimeter defense, not so amazing. The Sixers shot 40% from 3. Really all from Tyrese Maxey, but still. And I don't know if rebounding was a problem, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. They gave up 9 offensive rebounds, and yeah, they really didn't try. Or they didn't really get too many rebounds on the defensive side of the ball to try and get more offensive rebounds. They got out-rebounded on defensive rebounds by 13. Other than that, nothing really much there from Boston. In my opinion, just too many missed shots and not creating plays for Jaylen Brown and too much ISO basketball. The Sixers, on the other hand, beautiful game. Joel Embiid, 33 points, something I really liked from Embiid. He was making his threes. He shot 3 for 7. From there. But something I really was liking is the pick and rolls. The pick and rolls were absolutely beautiful between him and Harden. As soon as he got the ball, he was shooting. And when the shot clock was lower than 10 seconds, a problem that I have had in this series with Embiid is him getting the ball with 10 seconds and then having to kick it out with 2 seconds remaining because he's getting double teamed. I have not liked that. But as soon as he was getting the ball on the free throw line off the pick and roll, he took a jump shot, made it. He shot beautifully from there. Harden, he only took 8 shots, but he was 4 for 8, 17 points. I really cannot complain. Made 8 free throws. He got to the line really well. I can't really complain much about James Harden, just a little more shot taking, but did have 10 assists, so great facilitator. Didn't really need to score that much because of Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris. Maxey, a lot more of a beautiful game. Started shooting a little bit more floaters. Was making his 3-pointers. If you're hot, you're hot. If you're not, you're not. And he was hot from 3, shot 50%. Really liked what he was doing. Tobias Harris, 16 points. He was 7 for 10 from the field. 70% going back to his usual, good shooting games. And can we just talk about Danuel House Jr.? 15 minutes, 10 points. Shot 5 for 7 from the field. Where did this brother come from? Other than that, the bench was a bunch of nothing. Paul Reed had 2 points. Melton's had 4 points. I really love what Danuel House Jr. was doing. Making a lot of contested layups. Those layups were not easy. They were really contested. And I really liked what I saw from Danuel House Jr. So overall from the Sixers, Harden really didn't need to be that scorer. He realized Maxey was hot, so he gave it to him. Embiid, good game from him as well. And then the rest, everybody kind of played their part. And then House able to come in and step up, really like that there. And now we move on to the rest of the series, Game 6. Sixers got to win this game, I'm telling you. Because if they go back to Boston, it's really going to be hard to win with the fact knowing everybody knowing that Doc Rivers is known for blowing leads. It's just they just have to win, because if they lose, they're going to say it's another collapse, another collapse, another collapse. Pressure's going to get to them. They're going to lose. They have to win this game. Another reason, because of Embiid's knee. Currently, you guys know the outcome of the Knicks versus Heat series. I do not. I don't know if it's going to Game 6 or if it's, the Heat have moved on to the conference finals. I don't know yet, but you guys do. But either way, Embiid needs to rest his knee, and one way or the other, another game is not going to do it. Saying the Sixers do win this series, just adding an extra game is not good for Embiid's health. So yeah, I believe they do have to win Game 6, not because of like a playing issue. It's just because of health and history and momentum. That really is the only three reasons. But this series does depend on James Harden. Let me tell you why. It really just depends on his efficiency. It doesn't matter if he takes 30 shots, which he did in Game 4, or 8 shots, what he did in Game 5. He just needs to be efficient. When he was efficient, the Sixers were winning. You could, make 50% of your shots and then also have 10 assists. There's really not a problem with that. As long as you take a good amount of shots, he's going to be okay. Like taking 8 shots, making 4 of them, and then having 10 assists and having 17 points, getting to the line, helping your team while getting some numbers yourself is always okay in my book. But really, this depends on his efficiency. He has to be efficient for the Sixers to win this series. He can't be make him go 1 for 7 from 3 and then shooting, 3 for 16 overall. Like, that's just not going to cut it. He's the second best player on this team, right? Well, arguably second best player on this team right now, and he has to be efficient for the Sixers to win. When you notice that he hasn't been efficient, the Sixers were not winning. Game 1, they won. Game 4, they won. And Game 5, they won. In all those games, he was really efficient, and the Sixers were winning. That does depend on him. I'm not saying it fully depends on him, but a lot of it is on his shoulders, and he has to be efficient in Game 6 and a potential Game 7 if the Sixers want to win this series. But we will see. I think I'll be streaming it tomorrow or today for you guys, but we'll see. That'll do it for this video. Make sure you subscribe to the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my Brother Learning the Great blogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the Cod Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.